Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, people? I'm your host, Double R, and you're now tuned in to Retro Rob Television. Salute to my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the family. And salute to my original subscribers for always holding your boy down. I truly do appreciate that. It's been a minute, people. You know, I've been out here ripping and running, stacking bread, doing my thing. But, so, the last time we spoke about this whole situation when in regards to 4 kings or 5 kings or 3 kings or whatever you want to call them. Y'all know how I feel personally. I feel like it's only 3 kings, and that's Devin Haney, Shakur, and Tank. The rest of these so-called kings are just, playing ring around the rosy, ducking, playing games, clout chasing, all of that stuff. The Ryan Garcias, the Teofimos, the Lomachenkos. I know Lomachenko ain't been around, but he's still a duck. So, just like I made the video and I stated, don't look forward to Tank and Devin Haney happening no time soon. I still stand on that. But also, don't look forward to Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis happening anytime soon, if ever. Reason that being is that Oscar De La Hoya. I was going to say Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd seems to, Floyd appears to be trying to be reasonable. I mean, at the end of the day, Oscar De La Hoya wanted everything in his favor as the A-side when he fought Floyd back in the day. All Floyd is saying is now Gervonta Tank Davis, he's the A-side in this particular situation when in regards to Oscar De La Hoya's fight of Ryan Garcia. And Oscar De La Hoya is still trying to approach this situation with between Ryan and Tank as if it's still him and Floyd, where Oscar was deserving because he was the bigger draw. He was the bigger name, and Floyd knew, and as he said a million times, in order to get and become the Floyd Mayweather we all love and know, he had to, abide by those rules or those stipulations. So I'm not going to fault Floyd for this particular situation. It's another video I want to do on Floyd too. I feel like Floyd is very, very good for boxing, and Floyd has surprised me, with his growth and his development as a promoter, and just being Floyd is just great for the sport of boxing. Now, I do question him trying to take the spotlight and this, that, and the third, but we got to get used to that. That's Floyd. That's who Floyd is. Floyd can be a bit, a lot of people say a bit. He could be quite egotistical, and narcissistic and stuff like that. But that's Floyd, man. That's his personality. You either get with it or get lost, man. Go do your own thing. You feel me? But it's not going to stop Floyd from being Floyd. I know that because I know people like Floyd. Some people say I'm like that. You feel me? But that's for another video, okay? But, yeah, don't look forward to Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis happening anytime soon, if ever. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, heck, the whole 135 pound is ducking Devin Haney. It's Stevie Wonder could see this. You see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to fight Devin, man. They all trying to fight each other. Tank called Devin out, and now all of a sudden he backpedaling. I knew the moment Tank went back to Floyd and them, because I told you guys that fight wasn't going to happen. And a lot of fighters, a la Anthony Joshua, hide behind their promoters. So the promoters get most of the blame, and that's fucked up. It's what I said about LeBron. While the people that play with LeBron get all of the blame, when LeBron does well, LeBron gets all of the credit. Now, there's a lot of people out here that would say that LeBron get criticized and all that shit, but that's for another video. I was just using that as an analysis, and as an analogy to what I'm talking about when in regards to Floyd Mayweather and, this whole situation. But the Oscar De La Hoya is saying, Floyd had to succumb to or agree to all of his stipulations back when they were fighting or about to fight. He said Tank, if he has, and I ain't gonna say have any heart, but he said if Tank is really serious as he say he is, he will do the same thing Floyd did. Problem is, Tank is in the position that Oscar was in back then. You see what I'm saying? And Ryan is in a position, he's not even in the position that Floyd was in, because Ryan is unproven. You know, he just fought Javier Fortuna, but, you know, Javier Fortuna is a great fighter. You know, he's respected in the boxing circles. But Javier is just really around to get a check now. You know, he's not even, he's like that fighter, what's his name, Gamboa, the one everybody always fighting and shit, Gamboa. He like him, man. Them dudes is just around as like gatekeepers and stuff like that for the next generation, man, for the real talent, the real names and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, Ryan, you know, he beat him. He beat Luke Campbell and shit like that. But, you know, I got Tank and Dave and all them beating them pretty easily as well. You see what I'm saying? So, and Ryan has already came out and said that Devin is the best fighter after saying that Devin is boring. You know, a lot of them feel like Devin is boring. But in this sport of boxing, you know, you can't never please nobody in this sport. You feel me? Because they said Floyd was boring, but then you got Deontay. You know, he don't knock nobody out. But then you had Deontay Wilder knocking everybody out, and they said Deontay Wilder can't fight technically. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you want? Do you want a technical, a pure, beautiful boxer, fundamental boxer, or do you want a knockout artist? Which one do you want? You know, some people are like, well, I want both. You know, sometimes you don't get both. And at the end of the day, from what I've seen, when in regards to Deontay Wilder, when in regards to the Charlo brothers, when in regards to Gervonta Tank Davis, the knockouts is what really put asses in the seats. You feel me? Fighting and all that shit is great. Like even Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, they're known, you know, as technical boxers, but they can knock their opponents out. You know, Bud Crawford has knocked out every opponent as of late. And Errol Spence is no slouch himself. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, look forward to, don't look forward to Ryan Garcia or Tank. Don't look forward to Tank, Ryan Garcia, or any of these guys fighting Devin Haney. Now, one person I feel like will fight Devin Haney, but it's too early right now, is Shakur. I feel like Shakur and Devin will fight each other, but that fight is too early. You know, if any fight was too early to happen, that's the fight, because both of them are very, very young, and they could build that up, you know, by adding to their resumes, you know, and adding to their experience in making that fight, building that fight up, the interest of that fight even more. So I feel like that'll be Errol Spence, Bud Crawford ×2, ×3. I'll say about maybe 3 to 4 years from now. You see what I'm saying? Maybe 3 to 4 years. 4 is kind of pushing it, but I'll say maybe 3 to 4 years from now. You see what I'm saying? That'll be the fight. But I have a funny, strange feeling that they're going to try to smoke Devin Haney out, you know, even with all of the belts. You know, like they always said. You know, I was watching my brother Blue Blood channel. I was watching, you know, the LDBC, a lot of the LDBC brothers. You know, I've been supporting them for years. And just like they were saying, you know, everybody wanted to fight Devin Haney. No, everybody wanted to fight when the belts was just, you know, Teofimo, Lomo, you know, when they would spread it. But now Devin Haney got all of them, and the belts don't matter. You feel me? I thought that was strange as well. You feel me? But it is what it is. You know, we got some great fights coming up, and I'll talk about those soon. But yeah, don't look forward to that fight happening anytime soon. Ryan Garcia don't want that fight. Ryan Garcia, I believe, don't want to fight, period, like that. You know, I feel like the fans are kind of forcing his hand, and he's picking his opponents very, very carefully. Very, very carefully, with the emphasis on very carefully. You know, and he's out here trying to build his name and clout chase off of the actual fighters. You know, the fighters that are really putting in work and really trying to fight the best. You know, there's questions about whether or not Tank actually really want to fight the best. You feel me? But Tank is Tank. You know, Tank is Tank as far as his attachment to Floyd and his ability to knock his opponents out and put asses in the seats. You know, so Tank is going to be Tank. But eventually people are going to want Tank to really, you know, step up. You know, they want him to step up now, but, you know, as long as he's around Floyd, I ain't going to say riding Floyd coattail, because Tank is putting in work as well somewhat. But as long as he's attached to Floyd, they going to kind of let Tank slide. You feel me? All the pressure is going to be on Devin Haney. Like I'm saying, when I'm watching these channels, everybody is expecting Devin Haney to do even more. And I feel like Devin Haney is doing the most as far as trying to give us maybe even more than the most as far as trying to give us the fights, man. He really wants the fights. But everybody else, they're just playing. You know, they pussyfooting around, and Shakur Stevenson is still at 130 trying to take care of business there. And then eventually he'll be at 135. But by the time he's at 135, everybody else will be moving up to 140. But Shakur, he can jump weight classes and shit like that. But you know, that's my personal favorite. Shakur Stevenson. It's no shot. Shakur Stevenson is my personal favorite. I'm picking Shakur to beat all of them. You know, when and if they all fight, I'm picking Shakur to beat every last one of them. And I don't think Ryan Garcia wants that fight neither. I never hear Ryan Garcia mention Shakur's name at all. You know, and he's fighting dudes. I believe Javier Fortuna was like a 130 pounder. You see what I'm saying? So he's fighting dudes that's in lower pounds. He ain't gonna call out Shakur. You feel me? I don't feel like nobody is really calling out Shakur, if you notice. Tank ain't calling out Shakur. Dev said he'll fight Shakur, but that's down the line. You feel me? But he is cocky about fighting Shakur as he is about everybody else. You feel me? And it's for good reason. You know, I want to see that fight later myself. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's not gonna happen. Ryan is pussyfooting around. Oscar De La Hoya, you know, he thinks his fighter deserve what he hasn't earned. You know, Oscar De La Hoya is trying to push and sell Ryan Garcia as if Ryan Garcia is him, is a younger him, and he's just simply not. Nowhere near it. You feel me? Ryan Garcia isn't even Ryan Garcia yet. You know, he isn't the potential that we expect him to be yet. You see what I'm saying? To even deserve. You know, he's right there with a Rolly Romero. Like, that would actually be a great fight for Ryan Garcia, a Rolly Romero. And see which clown, you know, will prevail in that situation. But, yeah. So, the fights I can see happening is possibly Lomachenko, Devin Haney. I can see that fight happening. You know, Tank, who knows with that situation. But I'm pretty sure Floyd will go to a trailer home or somewhere, you know, go somewhere and find somebody that Tank can go ahead and knock out real quick. Ryan Garcia, you know, he's going to continue to, you know, hide and play, you know, sit around, pussyfoot around, play hide and go seek and play around. Teofimo, God knows what he's up to, but he's ducking as well. He ain't trying to do nothing. He still ain't rematch Loma. You feel me? And Loma is, I don't know, is Loma back or is he on his way back or, you know, I don't know. Who cares? You feel me? But I'm pretty sure we'll find something out sooner or later. But it's your boy Double R. Deuces.